This video is sponsored by DistroKid, a service for uploading your music to all major streaming platforms. More on them later in this video. Hi, you're watching Floyd Steinberg's YouTube channel. Today, Kasser Synths Arcade. This is an 8-voice polyphonic and multitimbral synth based on Yamaha's YM2151 FM chip from the early 90s, I think, which was built into arcade cabinets of the day, thus the name. And I'm going to pair this with the Strymon Nightsky, which I bought after selling some of my old pedals. So let's do this. This is going to sound great. Here we go. Okay, so this is the Kasser Synths Arcade YM2151 FM synthesizer, 8-voice polyphony, 8-voice multitimbrality, which is great. And yeah, it's quite an ingenious design. We've got these 4 screens here, and each screen refers to one of the 4 operators. So on the first screen, when you turn this device first on, you can see the algorithm and how the signal chain is routed. And yeah, we've got these 2 knobs here, and turning the left knob will take you through all the menus, and turning the right knob will change values. You can also push them down in order to activate certain menus. So for example, if I want to change the algorithm here, push down the button and then we can cycle through the algorithms available. Okay, and once you turn the right knob far enough, you will go to the next menu. For example, here you can set up the frequency of the 4 operators and the tuning, and here are the amplitude envelopes, so each operator can have its own amplitude envelope. And here we've got LFO. There is one LFO which can affect the 4 operators, and you can turn it on and off for each one individually and assign the depth of the modulation here. And we've also got the amount of phase modulation and the shape of the phase modulation. And on this page you can load and save sounds. So for example, let's load the second sound here. And now you can use this tiny printed keyboard to check the sound. So here's the classic Yamaha electric piano. Okay, I'll create a sound on this device. Let's start on the algorithm page. I want to create an evolving pad which is slightly detuned for full sound. So let's go with algorithm number 4. You can see here, this is the modulator and this is the carrier. And yeah, the modulator will make the sound sharper or brighter the louder it is, while the carrier will determine the frequency of the sound. Okay, we've got that set up. Now let's turn off the velocity dependency here. Let's listen to the sound. It should be a pure sine wave. Yeah. And now let's go to the amplitude page first. As you can see, I've only got the first carrier set up, so it sounds when I press a key. Okay, now let's do this evolving pad thing, which is quite easy. We'll just need to set up the amplitude envelope for this modulator here, which modulates this carrier. So let's just turn up the loudness of this modulator, and now let's listen again. Now let's just adjust the amplitude envelope of the carrier so the sound fades in a little bit more slowly. Alright, now let's do the same thing on the second branch of our algorithm. So let's go down here and let's turn this louder and change the attack phase just a little bit, and also the release phase. Now listen to this. Alright, let's add some LFO stuff here. So let's go to the next page, and then first we need to set up the depth of the LFOs. So let's go to this page and add a little bit of amplitude modulation and a little bit of phase modulation. And we've got this triangle wave here, which is okay for our LFOs. Now head back to this menu. And yeah, I want to have some amplitude modulation on the modulators. So let's turn this on. Okay, I'm satisfied with this sound. Now let's save this sound to an empty slot. For example, to the first slot here of a sound set by pressing the right button. And now let's save this to disk. So here it is. Alright, now let's turn on the night sky. But before we do that, let's talk about today's video sponsor, DistroKid. DistroKid is a service which publishes your music to all major streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and so on, for a very low fee of $19.99 per year. You have unlimited uploads. And they approached me if I wanted to mention their new self-promotion tools they implemented on their webpage. And as I found some of them really useful and one of them really fun and convincing, let's take a closer look together. Okay, so DistroKid updated their user backend and they rearranged their goodies menu, which really makes things more accessible. The first self-promotion tool I'm going to look at is called Playlist Spotlight, and you'll find it in the Get Heard Now part here. So yeah, they have this Spotify playlist which promotes your song, and this works by voting. You're given 2 random songs, and then you listen to a 30-second snippet, and then you decide which one is more worthy of exposure, okay? And yeah, you can also add your own track to this system, and then you can tell all your friends to vote for you. And hopefully this will help your Spotify play counts or stream counts. Okay, the next feature I can clearly see myself using in the future is called mini videos, and you will find them in the Promote Yourself part here. This will generate a 30-second teaser of your new track with a video that you can share on social media or somewhere. And you can choose from several templates here. I'll use this one called Rope, and then select a song. And then I have to wait for some minutes or so, and then I can download the video or just share this page directly. This is useful. And somewhat similar to this is the promo cards feature, which instead of creating a video, will create a picture for sharing on social media. I like this Polaroid template here, so yeah, let's choose that, download this, and then I'll share it everywhere. Okay, and another tool in the shared is called Upstream, and if you activate or check this, DistroKid will be allowed to share your contact info with record labels, which hopefully will then contact you in order to publish your music. Okay, and last but not least, I have to mention slaps.com, which is a portal for sharing music with other musicians. And the catch is you can only start uploading your own music once you have listened to and reviewed at least 5 other tracks by other artists. And Yeah, and that way in turn it's guaranteed that at least 5 other people will listen to your track and comment on it and give you feedback. And using this is really fun. It's a great way of discovering new music, and in the last days I discovered at least 2 other artists that I'm actively following now and looking for new releases. And also I've gained some subscribers for my YouTube channel, which is important for me. So for me personally, this is the tool that works best. Alright, so far so good, and next I'll use the 8-voice multitimbrality of this module to create a whole track using drums and bass and this pad, and I'll sequence this using the Arcade MPC-1. Yeah, and that's it for today. Kasser Synths Arcade, a really nicely designed and much better sounding and more usable machine than the previous model, which I also showed on this YouTube channel some months ago. If you want to know more on today's video's topics, I've posted all the relevant links in this video's description. And as always, thanks for watching, and if you found this useful or interesting, please consider subscribing to my channel. As always, see you again very, very soon. Bye bye.